Make me more like you.
Hey,
Change me, oh God. Wash me through and through.
I'm sorry for the feedback.
A clean heart, so that I may worship you. Change me, oh God.
Come on in, come on in, come on in.
Make me more like you. Change me, oh God. Wash me through and through. Just create in me a clean heart, so that I may
Oh, this is so difficult.
worship you.
I'm trying to get into my group, y'all. This may just have to be a test. I'm doing everything they saying doing on live.
Is anybody out there need
Jesus.
something about change? Whatever's not like you, Lord, I want you to do it for me, Lord. I dare you to just put your hands on yourself.
Hold on.
Lord,
You're going to have to have patience today. Just listen to Tamla Man. Come on in, come on in, come on in. But I have to figure out how to go live to my group.
Can y'all help me say it? It's easy. I need you.
And I apologize for the storm. I apologize for everything.
Say it like you mean.
Bad hair day, but I'm still here.
Whatever's not like you, Lord, I want you to.
Come on, come on, come on.
From the inside out, Lord. Oh, a little change. I need you to.
Okay, I don't know what's going on. Come on now.
Or you can say,
okay, hold on.
I need a change.
Help me.
Change is mine,
Oh, Lord, I miss Mika. That was my assistant child. Oh, I miss me some Mika. Okay. I done updated it. Okay. Okay.
One more time.
Okay, I'm trying to set the stream up, y'all. I done did everything they said do. I done copied the stream key. I done did I done did everything. I done did the stream key. I done followed all the instructions. Persistent stream key. Go live on Facebook. Oh, well, I can't figure it out. Let's get started. I'm so frustrated, but you know what? Let's get started. I tried. Let's go. I have to play with it a little later. I literally sat down at 7:45 to try to figure this out. And I've been struggling for an hour, but let's go ahead on and get into tonight's message. Obviously, y'all know my music is really intentional. about what we're going to talk about. And so I let a little bit of it drip. Yesterday, I had to do some more letting go. And it never gets easier, but it does get quicker. And so I want to give you some of the strategies that I am doing. I'm going to give you 3 things that I do. Um, and I'm literally going to title this How I Personally Let Go. I'm going to give you 3 strategies that I use for how I personally let go. And now you have to understand that letting go, we always want to jump to relationships, but letting go is not always relationships. Sometimes it's not relationships. I've had to let go of jobs. I've had to let go of, a lot of different things. I've had to let go of communities. I've had to let go of positions. I've had to let go of titles. I've had to let go of a lot of different things. And I want to give you 3 strategies that really, really help me. Now, if you know anything about me, I don't do the woo woo here. I'm going to give you practical strategies, but here's the trick. Sometimes they hard as shit. Sometimes they're very difficult to do, especially if you have not built up the muscle to do it. Also, if you struggle with self-worth. And the reason why I can say that is because I used to struggle with self-worth for years. And so sometimes some of the things that I'm saying can be, you be clenching your pearls, but I'm only here to help. The first thing I do when I'm starting the process of letting go is I take the proverbial rose-colored glasses off. Because before you can let go, you have to have clarity. You have to be able to see physically, you have to be able to sense spiritually, and you have to be able to settle physically. See, sense, settle. Somebody type that. You got to see it, you got to sense it in your spirit, and then you need to settle in your body. You got to see it, you've got to sense it, and then it has to settle in your body. So the first thing you do is you have to take those rose-colored glasses off. What are rose-colored glasses? I'm glad you asked. Let me give you a work-related example. The entire environment is toxic. Nobody shows up to work on time. Your boss is a micromanager, double checking everything that you do. You don't get along with any of your coworkers, any of those things, but you come. When you have to sit in your car and have a whole worship service 10 minutes before you go in, and then when you sit in your car, you're so drained, you pull up to the house, you sit in your parking lot for another 30 minutes before you go into the house, that is a sign that your job is toxic. But here's the problem. You have bills. And so the conundrum is I have this lifestyle that I've set up and I need this income to fund this lifestyle. So I'm stuck. Here's the truth. You're not stuck. One of the favorite things I ever heard in a movie was when Morgan Freeman was playing Joe Clark. And when they had arrested him and he was laying in that jail cell, and the mayor came down and said, you have to get your kids off this street. Joe Clark looked at him and said, I don't have to do nothing but stay black and die. That line has changed my life. I don't have to do nothing but stay black and die. Those are 2 things that no matter what I do, I can never change. I can never change my ethnicity, not in this consciousness. And one thing that I have to do is I have to transform from this bodily form back into spirit form. Now, if that doesn't help you bring it back in, I don't know what will. So I understand there's a conundrum. You have to pay your bills, but the environment in which you make the money is not conducive to a balanced and a healthy lifestyle. So what do? You sit there and toxic. You sit there talking about your boss. Every time you get together with your friends, we got to hear about your boss because you're in a toxic situation because you have bills and you have a house strategy that may not support you walking away. I get it because I've been there. Because when I was at one of my jobs, I'm not going to say no letters, no names, or no time frame. But when I was at one of them jobs, I wanted to stab my boss every day in her aorta and watch her bleed out every single day of my life at that job. Oh God. And so I prayed a prayer and I said, God, get me out. And then I got laid off. And so I got out, but I had to be prepared. I had to be financially prepared. I had to be willing to move and go on. I'm sitting here so you don't have to get to that point. I'm sitting here to tell you that the first thing is take the rose colored glasses off and see that thing for what it is. It's a horrible job with a toxic environment, but it pays my bills. Now we have clarity. Now we can move into core commitment. Somebody write core commitment. Now that we're seeing clear, I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Okay? So now that the clouds are gone and we can see, sense, and we're settled, now let's come on into our commitment, our core commitment. Not the commitments you made to everybody else. Your core commitment. Remember, I said some of the shit I have you doing is hard. This next one is hard because the core commitment is detached from the family commitment. Oh, it's detached from the church commitment. Oh, it's detached from the extended family commitment. Whoa, the things that are outside of your marriage and your children. It's detached from your sorority, your community. Uh-oh. Your core commitment is your commitment to thyself, to thine own self. Be true. And I'm going to go back to one of the things that I teach. When the Christ came and they was trying to trip him up in the synagogue because they done made 634 laws from 10 commandments of Moses, and they're trying to question him about all these commandments. The Christ in the red writing in your old Bible, in your paper Bible says, he said 2 commandments. I know what they done taught you. I know what they done created, and I know what's in your synagogues. But listen to me. I am the light of the world, and I'm telling you, it's 2 commandments. Love God and love your neighbors as you love yourself. So that means in order, you have to love God, love yourself, and then the love that you give yourself, you reciprocate it or you mirror or you give that to your neighbor. Core commitment. Oh, I don't know. I know they don't like this kind of teaching. That's what William McCray say. They don't like this kind of teaching. But I'm telling you what I do. The rose-colored glasses are off. I can see clearly. I sense it in my spirit. I'm settled in my body. We moving in the core commitment. What is your core commitment? When I talk about core commitment, what is your core commitment to whatever the structure is that you may have this job that's attached to? Let me give you a very personal example. Y'all know I deal in transparency. When I did this last little financial restructure that I was working on last month, I recognized that about 75 to 80% of the bills that I was paying for were not mine. So I had to ask myself, what is my core commitment? So if my core commitment is to travel at least 4 times, once a quarter in the year, because it gives me a balance of rest and running. If my core commitment is because I work on Sundays, to take every 5th Sunday off so that I have not only 4 trips, but I have 4 Sundays off. And sometimes I'll plan them congruent and sometimes I won't. But if I'm not doing that, then why? If my core commitment is to have a rainy day fund and I don't have no damn rainy day fund, why? So your core commitment are those things that you know minimum that's going to give you a balanced life. Now, here's the problem 80% of you watching is going to have. And this is why I'm going to lose some people, because this is why I'm going to piss some people off. You don't know what your core commitment is because you don't know who you are at your core self, which is why you need to be inside of the collective. Because, baby, when I tell you that membership, I spent all day on it. I work from home, so I was able to do, everything. So I was able to get my Methodist work done. But let me tell you something. When I logged off at 4, baby, from 4 until 8, I knocked out the curriculum for the membership. And when I tell you what God has divinely given me, it's very specific components of what I did. Wrapped it up into something. When I tell you, I'm going to damn near be able to guarantee results for like 4 cups of coffee a month. When I tell you, when we launched this in September, we running. Lord, I'm running, trying to make 100, because 99, it just won't do. We going for the gusto. And when I tell you, you gonna have to get to know who you are. So if you done got to number 2, you say, okay, Dr. Steph, I can take the rose-colored glasses off, but I don't know my core commitments because I don't know who I am. I don't know who I am without my children. I don't know who I am without my husband. I don't know who I am without my positions in church, my positions in my sorority, my positions in my fraternity. I don't know who I am without my job. I don't know who I am without my title of attorney, doctor, all these things that gives me these accolades and puts me in these circles with people that I don't like and who don't like me and who don't bring peace into my life. But I do it every day on a hamster wheel because it pays the bills. And because my ego is too big for me to change my lifestyle. I can't leave the doctor, the lawyer, the 200, the 300. I can't leave that because I built up a lifestyle. People expect me to act a certain way. So I got to have all this money. Meanwhile, you want to put yourself in a washing machine and just dry yourself out that way every day. You playing Russian roulette with your life and your wife, husband don't even know it because your commitments are everybody else's commitments. You trying to keep up with the Joneses when they don't give a damn about you. You trying to hold down an income to pay off debt and all of these assets that you cannot take when you leave this earth. And the way we raising our children, they're not going to be responsible to handle it anyway. You're going to have to spoon feed it to them. But you go through all of this and you have this turmoil in your soul and you have a mind that won't shut off so that you can rest at night because you don't have a core commitment and you don't know who you are. I didn't mean to fuss for 3 minutes, but I really need you to understand that this journey of healing is about you. It's always been about you, and it will always continue to be about you. It is not about your husband, your friends. It is not about anybody else, because here's the thing. We attract those people. And what happens is when we evolve and grow and the people around us don't, you either going to do one or two things. You either going to piss or get off the pot. You either going to stay or leave. That's too drastic for many of you because we've built these lives around the people that we love and the things that we love, and the components that are uncomfortable, we just settle for them. Well, in the 20 and the 25 and moving forward, Stephanie Lynn Wilson won't be settling for shit, not settling for nothing. We going for all that is available to me under the love and grace of God. Some people call it universe, source, whatever. I don't care. Names don't mean nothing to me because it's the meaning behind it. I know I'm talking about the universal source of all creation. I just happen to call that power God. And I happen to ascribe a masculine affinity to it because that's the way I was raised, but that's just the way that I see that energy as a very creative energy. And so I choose to ascribe. But however you explain that, that's good for you. So core commitment. What are your core commitment across the 4 areas? What's your core commitment in your money? What's your core commitment in your health? What's your core commitment in relationships? And you're going to have to break that out in your community, your church, your family, your extended family, your work. You're going to break all that out. And then what is your bare minimum in your authentic expression? 80% of y'all don't know. You can't. If I call you on the phone right now and I say, what is your core commitment in the area of your health? You eating the Snickers now. Yeah, you are. Yes, you are. You eating something with some bread, some carbs, some rice right now. And if I ask you what your commitment is, let me go to this chat. If I ask you what your commitment is, you're going to say, oh, I want to lose weight. You lying. You're lying. You don't want to lose weight. You got that soup that's been in that pantry since 2021 that you won't eat. No, you don't want to lose weight. No, you want to be skinny. Those are 2 different conversations. You don't want to be healthy. You want to be skinny because you want to look like. Y'all done got me on one. Y'all done got me on one today. I don't know why I'm fussing, but y'all done got me on one today because I want you to be healed and I need you to get it. I need you to get it. At some point, you're going to have to stop going to brunch and you're going to have to focus on yourself. I'm I'm the guru. I'm the expert. I'm the doctor. I done been on this journey for 7 years. I can go to brunch because I know how to let go. I can do that because I've lost 167 pounds and kept it off going on year 5. I can do it because I've done the transformational work. You can't because you have not built the muscles yet, which is why I'm here. Because that membership, I'm telling you, it's going to get you quicker results. You're not going to have to sit in this incubator for 7 years like me. You probably can get on in hot 6-7 months and you out of there. You understand? That's it, Aaron. Oh, look at my coach friend, Aaron Armstrong. They want convenience, not change. That's what they want, Aaron. Put it in work. You don't want to do no work. And people who know me, Aaron know. People who know me, I was 309. I had let life take me over. I was literally waddling. And then I did the work to lose the weight. Because people like, oh, when you had your surgery, I got my tummy tuck after I lost the weight and I had all that skin hanging. And I didn't like the way that skin was hanging. So I went on down there to Dr. Nico when he was running the special and got this skin cut up off me. I sure did. I sure did. And I sure did. Full tummy tuck, sure did. And I know I can call on my phone right now 5 people who have had the same tummy tuck that have gained every inch back, if not more. The difference is I didn't use the surgery as a tool for weight loss. I used it as a cosmetic tool to make me look and feel better in the mirror. I had already changed my relationship with food prior to that. That's right. I did the work. And because I did the work, I developed the habit that now serves me for the rest of my life. I'm trying to get you to build healthy, healing habits that will change the trajectory of your life. You want to be skinny. I want you to be healthy. Let's move to money. You want to be a millionaire. I'm just trying to get you financially stable. You want to move to freedom without stability. You want to be Bill Gates. Not only do you not have that kind of idea, because you don't have that kind of mental space, because all you around is toxic environments, relationships, and communities that you don't want to be a part of. So we can't even get to that. You don't even have a clear enough conscience to come up with $1 million idea. But let's just say you did have $1 million idea. You want to be Bill Gates, but you don't want to go through all of the years that it took him to learn coding, to learn programming, to get the connections that he did to start the business. Zuckerberg, you want to be Zuckerberg. He had an idea in a dorm room. And him and his brothers was like, yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to build it. They built the plane while they was flying it. They was flying it while they was building it. But you don't have that kind of tenacity and focus to give your all into something like that because trauma and toxicity keeps you weighed down. Let me move on to my third thing. The first thing, we're talking about how I personally let things go. The first thing I do is I take out the rose-colored glasses so that I can see physically, I can sense spiritually, and I can settle in my body. The second thing I do is I get to my core commitment. That's going to be a struggle for many of you because you don't know who you are to even know who your core commitments. Let me just tell you mine. In the area of health, my core commitment is to never get above 160 pounds. I teeter at between 153 and 156. That is my core health goal to myself. I've been able to maintain that going on 7 years. My goal in terms of money is to be financially stable for 24 months. To me, that means financial stability where I'm living at about 60-40. I have about 40%, and eventually I can come down to 50-50 where I'm saving half and living off of half. By the end of the second year, that's my financial goal. That's what I would call stable, where all of the money that I bring in, 50% goes to lifestyle, 50% goes into savings. High yield savings account into my portfolio. That's where I'm at. Right now, I'm about 80-20. Got a little work to do, but that's my goal. That's my core commitment. And in order for me to hit that commitment, I had to what? Release other folks' bills. So that means I have to do it a different way. So instead of paying all of these absorbent bills for the people that I am responsible for, I'm responsible for these people. I've accepted the responsibility, but I have to do it a different way. I still have to give you independence and then still give you a place to land. See, I was taking it all on. And see, I didn't release that back. So I'm in line with my core commitment. My core commitment when it comes to, and then job. If I'm gonna have a job as a part of my money, it has to be a job that I love, value, and where I value and loved. That is a minimum. It's not even about income. It's not even about income. Not at all. Because if I really put my mind to it, I could sit on the keyboard, I could sing and I could speak and I could do this. I know I could. And so I'm building up that confidence too. So those are my core commitments. In the areas of relationship, when it comes to a romantic relationship, I will not settle for anything that does not resemble what my parents had. I saw a 40-year marriage play out in my real life. I know it exists and I'm not going to give up. And if that means I have to be by myself, well, then damn it, let's rock out these next 40 years. In the area of community and in the area of sorority, I am no longer going to participate where I don't get fed. It's that simple. I don't want to lead. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to chair no committees. I don't want to do nothing. I'm going to be a regular member. I'm going to pay my money. I'm going to support the fundraising. I'm going to show up to the community services that I want to do. When I want to be seen as in my organization, that's when I'm going to show up. When I don't, I'm not going to have on a stitch of blue. It's going to be very clear what mood I'm in. Okay? I had to make those demarcations because my identity is in God. It's not in the community. It's not in the church. It's not in the family. It's not in another person. It's in God. When it comes to family, I'm going to show up. My sister, whatever she needs me, she called me to support my mom. That's a priority for me. When it comes to my children, I'm going to be there for my kids. I don't really care what you got to say about it. People say something all the time, but you just coddling. I'm doing what I'm doing, but my kids going to always know that mama is going to be there. Same thing with my grandbaby. When all of this stuff gets settled, he's going to know that my Gigi will do anything for me. That is a non-negotiable for me. And then when it comes to church, y'all ain't seen me on a church scene in a hot minute. I do my 9 a.m. and then I help my friend in Baytown at 11 a.m. When I get tired of playing, I'm going to call him and I'm going to say, okay, he going to say, all right, Wilson, he going to find somebody. I'm going to go straight to worship and singing and I'm going to go home. That's what I do. When I say I'm through, I'm focused on my core commitments. And because I'm so focused, it gives me time for number 4, how I authentically show up and authentically express myself. Everything else that I have left over goes to ConquerHER Collective, to my business, to my clients, and to me. Traveling, getting my rainy day fund back up, spending time, hanging out with my friends without any of these obligations that I've taken on unnecessarily. So when I get very clear about my core commitments, I have a whole lot of time left. But when I was unclear and when I was carrying all this stuff and I was in a job that I hated, I was in a relationship where he was playing in my face in the same pond, pick up and read through them lines, what you want to pick up and read through them lines, and still while playing in people's pulpit, lying by children and all kind of stuff. When I was in that mess, I was depressed. I was just down. I was just not myself. And so now that I've gotten out of all of that junk, I've given, put my children, I done made you independent. Go figure it out. And if you can't figure it out, then you can land. I done got out of that relationship. I done put them titles down in the sorority. I done put some boundaries around the church work. I have done the work. So when you see me in my stories and I'm on a patio smoking my hookah, having a good time, acting a donkey, laughing, kicking my feet up, it's because I've done the work. And I've created the space to have the life that I desire and that I've designed to have. The third and final step, I wanted to spend a lot of time on core commitment because I think that's where a lot of y'all struggle. Once you get through your core commitment, you then know very clearly what you will and what you won't tolerate. The last step is the simplest step, but it is often the step that people won't attempt. What do you think that is? Letting go. What does letting go look like? It looks like, now see, there's a difference. I don't block people. Generally. So if I've blocked you, that means that I never want you in my life again. I'm done. That's a bridge that has been burnt. It's down in the water and it's done went rafted up the river and that shit ain't coming back. Ain't no bridge. It's like it was never there. If I block you, that means I don't At no point in any point of my evolution do I ever want you back in my circle. I can count on two hands how many people I've blocked that are currently still active blocked. So the reason why I don't do that is because to me, that's an escape route. Why? Because that plays into the out of sight, out of mind. That means you don't really have the strength to do what you need to do, which is untether. See, when you leave people intact in terms of visibility and access, when they come across your phone, you control if you're going to answer. That's why I never had my times automatically taken out, because you don't see it. You don't have an intention where you say, okay, this is what I'm going to give to the kingdom of God. This is what I'm going to give to this fund. This is what I'm going to give. It absolves you of the decision. But let me help you, beloved. The freedom is in the decision, the habit of making healthy decisions for your life. So when you take away the mechanism of making decisions, you are sabotaging your ability to decompress, but your ability to untether. That's what and to let go, because that's really what you're doing. You're untethering. You're letting go. You are choosing to do something opposite of what you have previously done. That takes courage. It takes bravery. But more importantly, it takes a decision. And if you have eroded your decision-making ability, then we have a problem. So I don't block people no, I want you to stay visible. Now, the person that I was just talking about who was doing all of that, blocked. Don't want you in my life ever again. But for the most people, and I got a couple of line sisters, I mean, you could be on the side of the road and I won't piss on you. And I mean that with every fiber of my being. And there's no hate, there's no malice. I've just decided that kind of toxicity and that kind of behavior, I don't want in my life in any capacity. And I pray for your healing and I pray for your evolution, but I don't ever have to choose it again. And that's okay. And I want you to be able to get to this position, not because you're trying to punish or play games, but because you are so resolute. Come on, somebody. You are so resolute in who you are that you will not allow anything, any person, any circumstance to get you out of your healed state. And so for the most part, I just leave people where they are and I just disconnect. I just disconnect. You be calling and texting, and I'm busy. I don't invest. And when someone like me, a Pisces or a giver, stops investing, you better believe with every fiber in your being they feel it. And they recognize that you have moved your energy, honey. That's all you got to do. You don't have to write no letter. You don't have to go live. You don't have to blast no people. You don't have to put receipts up. Trust me. And the reason why I can say all of this is because I've contemplated every last one of them. Every last one of them. I keep telling y'all, if anybody ever get in this here phone here, kings and kingdoms shall all pass away. Hey! So it's best to just go and leave me, let Wilson be. Because if I open up this here vault, listen, I just be over here in my corner. That's why I be over here. That's why I be over here. So that's the third thing. Letting go is the final stage of a whole lot of other things that have to precede it. You've got to take the rose-colored glasses off because you have to be able to see it, sense it, and it has to settle in your body. Then once you can see clearly, it's not even about the other people. It's about your core commitment to yourself. See, letting go is not about them. Aaron, burnout silence is golden. Baby, ain't it? They just look up. You know what? I ain't heard from Wilson in 6 weeks. And you is damn sure is right. And you is right. And you is right. And it's going to be 6 months. It's going to be 6 years. We going to keep it going. Listen to me. This is how you let go. You can't let go what you can't see. You can't let go of what you haven't resolved in your body and in your spirit. It just won't happen because you'll keep playing the story over and over again, because in the soul is where the meaning is. The mind is where the memory is, but the soul is where the meaning is. You got to come into my membership so I can teach this stuff and I can break this stuff down scientifically. I'm launching it in September. I'm building it now and I'm launching it in September. So if you want to come in, come on into the ConquerHER. Let me put this one up so y'all can know, because I'm almost done. So listen, come on into this group. I'm gonna leave it co-ed because I got a way that I can separate the men out from the women. So the men and the women, ooh, you'll have different coaching calls and you'll have different events. So I'll just do the coaching and I'll do the calls and stuff like that separate, so that the women can feel safe and the men can feel safe. But please, if you don't mind being in the ConquerHER collective, come on into the community because you'll be able to absorb, and then I'll just separate everything like that. But that letting go cannot happen until you've taken out the glasses you can see, and then until you get to your core commitment. It has never been about anybody else. It is always about you. It is always about you. Your life is a mirror of you. It is also a culmination of the what? Decisions you have made. That's why your decision-making ability has to be developed. Because if you sit and look at your life, you can trace everything in your life to a decision. I guarantee you can. You in that marriage because you decided to say yes. You at that job because you took the offer. You doing this because you do. I'm telling you, it started with a decision. And if you make bad decisions or if you make unhealthy decisions, then what you think your outcome gonna be? Because your decisions are based on what you believe. And what you believe is based on the experiences that you had, the meaning you put behind them, and the memories that are stored as engrams. It's all connected. It's all connected. It's a very layered process. And so I am 8 minutes over my time, but I wanted to give you guys a full 30 minutes because I was tinkering around with going live in this group. And so I'm going to let you all go for the evening, but hopefully these 3 tools have really helped you. Now, this one you need to send to some people. Now, you just have to let them know, okay, she went off a little bit, but then she come back. Okay, she went off just a little bit, but then she come on back. But this is how people need to know. When people are asking, how are you able to do it? And let me tell you something, letting go, it doesn't get easier. I still cry. I just cry less. I still sit in the energy of rage and anger. It just moves through me quicker. You still MFs and all kind of stuff. In my house, I'm gonna run through every cuss word combination that Mazzola done taught me. I'm gonna run through every one of them. Every combination, you're gonna be it, but you're gonna be that in private. And I'm gonna get it out of my system. I'm just gonna do it quicker. And it's not going to be from a place of trying to hurt or punish somebody. We have got to stop doing things for punitive reasons. You don't have a heaven or a hell to put anybody in. So stop with your judgment. Stop with your condemnation. Stop trying to do things to punish other people, and do things because they propel you to the higher version of you. Because if you can never realize the true you, then you'll have a true life that represents who you truly are. So if your life don't represent who you truly are, one or two things can be true. Either you're not attracting the right people, or you don't know who you are. Either way, come on into the collective because we're going full throttle. We're going full throttle in this September situation. So I love you guys. Next week, same back channel, 8:30. If you see me do a test right after this, I got to figure out how to go live in this group. So I think I'm gonna sit here and play with it for a little while, but I'm gonna end our official connection tonight. See you next week. Love you, love you, love you. Change me, oh God.
He can change you. You'll no longer be the same again. New life will begin. Change.
Love y'all.